Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude at Beyond Mystic, and welcome to this deep woo-woo episode entitled Tarot Reading by Janine. You can find her work at Sending Ravens here on YouTube and also at Tarot by Janine. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Janine, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Jean-Claude. Hi, everybody.
How's it going, Janine?
Good.
Yeah. How's your day?
It was great, actually. I had a fun day with my son.
Oh, that's amazing. That's good. Awesome. And you and I, of course, recorded the Beyond Crypto Woo episode today. Holy crap. It looks like we're in for a hell of a month of December. Do you want to take maybe 30 seconds here or a minute to kind of share with the audience what came out of this one today?
Yeah, well, no, kind of just affirmed a lot of things we've been getting all along. So it's just taking it a little further, giving us a little more details, but I think we're still on track. Like we got silver going to go big. We got some cryptos going to do really good. And
one in particular who might do the 100 times move before Christmas. We looked into that. So guys, check it out. There's a lot there. Of course, this episode will be available tomorrow for the pay-per-view audience. It's live now and running, or actually, I'm just about to press the submit button, but it's now available to the Insider Access Pass members. And we were also testing today, while we were recording this episode, taking questions live from the Discord channel. So that was pretty cool to be able to have that interaction with you guys. And as we move forward, we're going to do even more of those things as we record our pay-per-view episodes. So a lot there, folks. Great episode. And there's a lot here tonight to talk about as well. Okay, where do we start with this one? Let me see here. Let me scroll back to, I don't know. Where do I want to start? Okay, let's start here. It goes, of course, with that episode 33 that we just published yesterday on Insider Access Pass and this morning on pay-per-view. But we're talking about this moronic version that's making the rounds right now. And I thought this was interesting. This, in Greece now, Greece elderly are about to be fined $114 every month that they remain, I'll just say, uncompliant. Now they're charging you. So in some cases, they're paying you to take it. And if that doesn't work, they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to charge you if you don't take it.
That is unbelievable.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And they're doing to the elderly. They're specifying here the elderly. So it's kind of like, come on, that's elder abuse. Yeah. There's so many things wrong with that story. I don't even know where to start.
Honestly, it sounds like fear porn to me. But like they might look like they're going to do that though, and it will scare people. But yeah.
Well, let's pull some cards, because here they're specifically targeting and expressing the fact that this fine is going to represent a large chunk of the monthly average pension payment from these elderly people.
Does that even make any sense that they could get away with that?
They'd get murdered. I mean, come on. Like, they're on a fixed income. Hyperinflation is here to stay, as we're going to talk about here later on, and we talked about in the Beyond Crypto Woo report. So what's going on with this push in Greece here?
It's interesting. It's like they're trying to make it look really like you're just not welcome here on the earth plane.
Pretty much.
Unless you bend over and do everything, comply. Are you kidding? Like, what humans would be foolish enough to think that was okay?
Right.
Yeah. So it's all a ruse, you guys. I'm sorry, but it's not going to stand. It's the last push to get the sleepy sleepers to do something. It's all a ruse, you guys. Yeah. These are the white hats. These are the alliance in the white hats. Okay. That's why it sounds so
outrageous.
They're trying to push all your buttons. You're supposed to get really defensive of your elders and the original people. Remember, they're picking on them too. And they're just pushing everybody's buttons hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. Do I have this correctly? Let me bring this up. The PayPal tip jar for you guys in the main chat window. And Benny says, yeah, that's absolutely absurd. Yes, we need a t-shirt. Oh, I love it. We are having so much fun. Okay. Okay. Tip jars here. And okay, so for tonight, we have a pyramid. Hold on. Let me bring that up. Yes. It's called Elena is the name of the pyramid for tonight. So let me just take that off the screen so you guys can see. The beautiful Elena pyramid by Carla. So let me play this clip and make sure you guys can hear all about this particular pyramid that is going to be given to one of our PayPal tip jar donators tonight.
Hi everyone, this is Carla from Ascension Organites. So today I'm really excited to show you this piece. Her name is Elena. So Elena was actually the second design that I ever made. And yeah, I did channel her name. It was one of those that was screaming in my ear. So Elena is made of lapis lazuli stone and aluminum metal. She also has a flower of life in silver. So lapis lazuli is known as like a protection stone against psychic attacks, much similar to turquoise. I think of Elena as like I made her with the intention of helping self-awareness, connect with your higher self, consciousness, awakening. So she's basically like my awakening pyramid. So it should be great for anyone that is starting the process or along the process to help it along. There's not really a set place to put Elena. You could put her anywhere around the house. Maybe a place where you spend most of your time, or a place where you can relax or meditate, things like that. So I'll give her a quick turn around again so you can see her. And there she is. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carla. Beautiful pyramid. And folks, if you're looking also to purchase your own, let me bring Carla's Etsy shop back down here. We're all back in action. Etsy's okay, and orders are being fulfilled here as we speak. So Carla's hard at work producing all of these and putting these out as fast as she can before Christmas, of course, for all of you guys. So please check it out here at Ascension Organites on Etsy, and don't forget to use your coupon code Beyond Mystic. It'll give you another 10% off of these amazing creations. Merci beaucoup, Carla. That's amazing. Beautiful. And do you have lapis lazuli? Are you into that stone at all? Or are you still just mostly turquoise, Janine?
You must be psychic, because I was dying to say something about lapis.
You're screaming it in my ear.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, let me talk about lapis. Okay, it's absolutely a fertility stone. So if somebody's wishing to create a baby, it would be a really good stone to wear, or have, or hold, or have near your lover spot, or wear it somewhere. Yeah, lapis for sure. Yeah, so I don't wear it, but the last time I did, I got my son out of the deal.
All righty.
So there you go. Yeah.
And what spot was that? Never mind. Never mind.
A big ring. Okay, I was wearing it on a ring.
Okay.
Somebody gave it to me, and yeah, I was like, and then afterwards they told me, after I got pregnant, they were like, oh yeah, it's a real big fertility stone, and I've read that.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I didn't know that about the lapis. I've used it before. No, actually for the throat chakra also. Very powerful there. Okay, just before I forget, the moronic episode is here. It's episode number 33. And let me just bring that down to the live chat for you guys. And as of December 1st, and the last episode here from Jim Willie, all of these new pay-per-views no longer need an episode password with a different link. You will be watching the video on the same page as the product page, and it will show up kind of like this, play video. Typically, you would have the PayPal processing little app there on the left, and as soon as you go through that, the video will pop up. And I've also included a video on how to access that if in case you have some issues with your browser and your ad blockers. So just check your emails for that as well. So that is the new way moving forward, and eventually we'll go back and do all the old episode and remove all the passwords on them as well. All right, now where do I go from here? There's so much to go through. Okay, this is interesting. You and I have kind of alluded to this maybe a month or two ago. I forget what episode, but we were talking about not just the police causing issues by not following the mandates in terms of keeping violence in check. Now we're seeing that, of course, here in New York, the prison guards are objecting to the mandate, and they are threatening to walk off. And so now we're seeing this huge staff shortage, what they're calling a crippling staff shortage. So what's going to happen in some of these incarceration centers? Are we going to have to let people go? Are we going to fly in some guards from someplace else? Like, how do we resolve this? This is completely stupid, just as it was stupid to fire all the nurses in Quebec until the government capitulated. So what are we going to see here? What's going on with this story in New York?
Oh, yeah. They're like duking it out here. This is going to happen everywhere about all the silliness. Okay, it's good. It'll go to the last minute and look like it'll be a disaster, and then it'll get righted, and they'll get their way. So that whoever's pushing will capitulate. It's capitulate month.
That is the word in our Beyond Crypto Woo. There's a lot of capitulation going on, and more to come. Absolutely, it is the theme. Okay. Is there, okay, it is going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to be turned around. Is the worst part, can we ask if indeed there's going to be prison breaks? Inmates leaving the prison, maybe causing even more havoc? Well, how bad is it going to get?
No, I don't get prison breaks. I get it'll before they start walking off, they'll capitulate, but they'll go to the 11th hour and push it. But then it all fizzles out because they capitulate. So nothing like really fizzles down to the level of the inmates not having guards. No, they'll still have their guards.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, that's good news. I guess that's good news. And is there any danger to the inmates? People are going to say, what do you care about the safety of the inmates? Well, it's just a reflection of society and what degradation we're going to be living in. So with these staff shortages, are we going to be maybe somehow more inhumane to these people? How are we going to resolve that?
Yeah, it'll resolve itself before they really see any big issues, right? It'll be more about they're hearing about it and anticipating issues, but then it all gets sorted out just in the nick of time. So no, they're not gonna see. They're just hearing it, and they might even have disgruntled guards who are maybe working to rule. You know what I mean? So they're just barely doing their job. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not exactly going above and beyond. Yeah.
Okay.
But then it feels like it all gets sorted out.
So. Okay. All right. Let's get to the PayPal tip jar, I guess. Let's get a question in from here as well. M.A. Wolf. Will twin souls be reunited when we create the new world? What's the next question?
Everybody's got such different ideas of twin souls. I mean, but that is a good question.
I think overall, what MA is referring to is in this new world, if there's no matrix of control and distortions of all of our energy fields, will the right people finally be able to find each other, come together without all of this distraction? And yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a lot easier, it looks like, to create a loving environment that'll attract your partner. Because there's so much distortion, like you said. I think it does mess with people's ability to really express themselves.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Robin Lehman. Let me bring this one up. Robin Lehman. For some reason, I thought it was somebody else. Thank you both for being there for me. Okay, Robin. Thank you. Love you right back. I appreciate that. Nice tip. Thank you so much. All right, let me see if I can get another question from here, and then we'll go back to the news desk. Jocelyn Jocelyn Fox, thank you both for your hard work. Much love. My question is, okay, hold on. Let me bring this up. You guys can see that. There you go. My question is, what is my true purpose in life? I appreciate all the work you do. Okay. Jocelyn Fox, what can a card tell her about her true purpose in life?
Seems like it was something she did as a small person. So when she was young, she was doing it. She's been doing it since she was young. And I feel like it's something that she stepped away from and she's missing. So something she's been doing or has been doing since she was really young. And then it got somehow sidelined. It's like I love to paint and draw, and that's all been put aside many times. Like I'll get to it and then I'll put it aside because all of these other things take precedence, so I have to do that. And I feel like so it's something that she kind of knows in her heart that she already has done and needs to get back to doing. And stop talking herself out of it or finding ways to explain why she's not doing it.
So she already knows. Deep down, she already knows.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope that helps. Let me just pin this comment here. Somebody else is asking for the PayPal tip jar link. Okay, so there you go, guys. It's in the chat now. Let's go back to the news desk here. You and I talked about this on the Monday night show, and I believe maybe again yesterday with Tamara. And guys, if you haven't seen that episode, wow. Really cool episode with Tamara last night. Please do go and check it out. We almost had to cancel the show, but we were able to pipe through her video and audio feed through a couple of applications and then through the StreamYard. So it's not ideal. The sound's a little bit low when Tamara is speaking, but at least we were on cue without any lag time. So please, go check out that episode. Absolutely fabulous. Okay, so let's go back to our friend Jack here. Jack, of course, who's resigned now. There's a couple of things there. So let's start by, and you mentioned this today in your video with Catherine Edwards as well. There seems to be this movement now that is coming true of some things that were posted in the 17-something boards last year. And it's almost to the day, if not exactly to the date. So this was predicted that Mr. Dorsey here would be leaving. Can you explain to the audience here very quickly what you pulled from the cards in that episode with Catherine, and then I'll ask you some follow-up questions here.
So all of those things were already agreed to a long time ago. So these guys stepping down, they're just comms or signals. Okay, when this happens, it signals something. And I don't know exactly who are they signaling. The bad guys? I don't know. Each other. But all of these people were already set to and made agreements to, so that we are truly watching a movie, you guys. It's becoming so clear, even crystal clear, all through November. And now it looks like all through December. Even the normies might even figure it out sometime in December, it looks like. This is a big old movie, and they had everything planned, and they're right on schedule, it looks like, for the most part.
Okay, very good. And this also ties in, and we're going to choose our words carefully here, but it ties into this trial that's happening now. And of course, you guys can go check out the last video from Cliff High. I believe it was a Trench Wu, where he's explaining also that in web-bought past data sets, he was seeing this mass exodus of CEOs and CFOs, and how perhaps the money system attached to the network of smaller people is all going to be basically crashing at the same time. And I thought that was interesting. Of course, David Morgan was posting here today. JP Morgan here, Jamie Dimon, has gone DEFCON 1 over the bank's ties to the island and this whole story. So let's ask the cards here. Is it correct that we're going to see a lot of the CFOs, the chief financial officers on these lists here, and also CEOs, drop down here because of the massive pressure and their role in financing the movement, the procurement of this huge industry here of party drugs and small people. What can the cards tell us here? How that's tied together?
Yep. And it looks like, so the end of that happened a long time ago. So these guys' hands were tied with a lot of that operation a long time ago, but it's just the trickle down, right? It's like now it's time to, in the public eye, step these guys away, but a lot of them have already agreed to, or it maybe even stepped away and we just don't know about it. I think a lot of this has already been controlled. And the reason they're even showing us now is because we're about to do the big flip we've been talking about. Another theme of the month.
The flippening.
The flip, yeah, where us people that know the truth and know what's right in the world and are not demonic. Okay, we're about to get on top of this wheel, and we won't be on the bottom anymore like it feels like we are.
Okay. And following to that also, again, it's going to be a tricky one here. They have a new policy in place now about pictures. And we were kind of alluding to that in the show last night. It was difficult to choose our words to make it clear for people. And I was reading the comments, and some of the people didn't really understand. I am going to have Jason Ipfor on tomorrow night. He's a big researcher as well, looking into these specific alphabet and number boards. And he was suggesting also, anyways, you guys can check that out on Wacky Woo tomorrow night at 8 p.m. But he was suggesting that what this new algo appears to be doing is being set up in front here now of perhaps the good guys letting some of this material go if in case the trial that's ongoing right now is thrown by the judge or by the lack of procedural correctness, I guess, from the prosecution. They're trying to shut down the trial, basically. And if they do that, the white hats will have to come out with these pictures of people in very difficult positions, to say the least. And this is what these new algos are trying to do, is to say that if you're putting somebody's picture and you don't have their permission, you won't be able to post. But what they're really trying to get out from in front of is this issue from the, oh my God, it's hard to it's hard to explain all this and walk around all these little bombs that might be difficult for us. Okay, so my question is that in fact what this algo is trying to do, to get in front of perhaps leaking of this information, either from the trial itself or from maybe the white hats who are going to, regardless of what the trial does, leak out this information, very damning photographic and videographic information? Is that what this whole story is about?
You bet. So the bad guys know that the big flip's coming. Regardless what happens with Ghislaine and her little thing that's going on, regardless, okay, and like I think Cliff said this, and you've mentioned this, regardless what happens, even if they've bought out that judge or whatever, I didn't really get that. I got that potentially it could go different than what Cliff says. We could be surprised. But if it is the case, these guys are still getting the flip. Okay, so this is their last effort. It is their desire to quelch as much of that. So you're absolutely right. It's their wish that they but they're not going to be able, that won't hold. I feel like it'll be so unpopular. It could even, they could lose so much money. I don't know, how does Twitter make money? I'm not sure, but with the advertising, right? Okay, so they're going to lose a lot doing it, and they'll have to rethink it and do a whole new thing. They're going to have to go a whole new direction.
Well, speaking of a whole new direction, I didn't think we were going to go there, but let me see if I can find it. I saw something earlier today. Imagine that. Look at this timing. Trump, social media venture soars. Takes over 1 billion raise at much higher valuation. So that's interesting. At the same time, as you're saying here, Twitter might collapse. There's an alternative, maybe just in the wings. let's talk about divine timing here. What do the cards have to say about this timing of the launch of this Trump social media venture with the demise, the self-demise of Twitter and other social media here, who are going to implement this draconian censorship like we've never seen before?
Oh, they're more ready to go than you think. They're ready to go. Like that's a go. They're just literally getting out the kinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to be surrendered to. I'm thinking by March, they're up.
Okay, that's a little further out than I thought, but still, it might take a while for this debacle to happen here with Twitter. And again, as long as the trial is moving forward, I don't think that Twitter and these algos are really afraid, because they think that their buddies are going to clamp down on this information. It's only if and when the trial goes awry, that perhaps other people would take matters in their own hands and then start feeding this information here through social media networks. So we have some time to watch this play out here. And there is the question of limbo. You and I were talking about that in the show today too. There's a weird limbo period even with the financial system, because it's also attached to what direction this trial is going to go here in the very near future. Interesting. Okay. JC, can you please drop the tip jar link in the chat? Okay, I'll do that again. Thank you so much. There you go. There you go. All right, that works. Now let's go to the Insider Access Pass, and then we'll come back to the PayPal tip jar.
Okay.
All right, great question here about a UFO. Sea Salt from the Insider Access Pass members. Question: what is my relationship with the UFO that flew beside my car on I-10 going to Phoenix back in 2004? So an encounter with a UFO on I-10 going to Phoenix in 2004. What's Sea Salt's, the name of the questioner's, relationship to this UFO?
Wow. 2 cards that indicate Venus. So I wonder if the UFO was from Venus. Interesting. Okay. So wow. It looks like they were friendly. And there's sort of like a friendly, almost like, I wonder if the person has experienced a bigger sense of wealth since that encounter. So there's some kind of gifted energy here that could lead to more abundance. But of course, abundance can be all kinds of, they were gifting. There was a gift there. They were benevolent and gifting that person somehow. So they were sending some kind of positive energy that might attract or help that person attract more abundance.
Wow.
Or something went better in their life, some area.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
Maybe their love life, maybe I don't know what part of their life, like Venus. So Venus indicates beautiful things. If you're a collector, love life is activated with Venus activation, but also abundance and more things that you love. Beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Sea Salt, I hope that helps. Sue Johnson from the Insider Pass says, hey, Jason, Janine, we absolutely love and appreciate everything you do for humanity. Oh, hugs. Thank you. Right back at you. Appreciate that. Okay. Parisan here in the live chat saying, JC, could you ask the cards about new Twitter CFO if he's working with hats or CTO Twitter? Okay. We kind of touched this last night. Do you want to pull cards or just kind of recap what we said in the last show about that new CEO replacing and kind of being a little bit mushy here?
Let's see what else I got.
Okay. So guys, just so you know, the last show we kind of pulled cards on this and we realized that this guy's a little bit kind of confused as to what's happening, not really in the know, not understanding maybe the severity of the situation he finds himself in.
He inherited a big mess. It's going to be a lot of work. Okay. He's going in there really like idealistically thinking he's going to do a great job. He's actually good at what he does. So he's good at what he does. I don't get him to be a really bad character person. Not these two cards are good, but he's kind of foolish because he doesn't really see what the policies that they've been doing, how literally, like some people don't realize that's actually against the law, what they do, as far as I'm concerned. And it's certainly against people's rights, right? To like the whole platform repressing a whole side of a whole huge part of a population's opinion about something is absolutely immoral, to start with. And very questionable as far as I'm concerned. I would never do that. Like I wouldn't want to be the guy in front of that. You know what I'm saying? To be known for that. So I feel like he's just starting to get how maybe this platform has been ruled by the deep state. I don't think he knew that. So he got it dropped in his lap, but he's not really privy to the deep state connections. And
he's the convenient patsy to go down with the ship.
Yep, that's what I get.
Wow,
exactly.
Okay.
So I feel like he'll get more diplomatic, and he'll actually come more on board with the alliance way of thinking eventually. I think that he might even get pulled aside and schooled, but he'll be easier to work with than the last guy.
He's going to learn really quick. Well, okay. Vicky Dold Envoy. JC, will you be posting? This is from the live chat here. Will you be posting the recording schedule for the members to join live? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. So let me bring this up. So this is the Insider Access Pass library. And as you can see, we just posted the Beyond Crypto Woo that Janine and I recorded earlier this afternoon. And this afternoon, I sent a message in the Discord to let them know that we were about to record and asking them for questions. Now, what Vicky's alluding to is eventually when we record our pay-per-views, we will record that live on the back end for the Insider Access Pass members. It is a feature that we're developing here for the last 2 months. So when that happens and we have the live functioning feature with live chat in our video, then yes, I'll find a way to give you guys a schedule that makes sense so that you can know to schedule your day to be part of the recordings of these episodes. So yes, Vicky, at some point, but I need to figure out all the live stuff yet. And we're about, I don't know, 60, 70% there with all the programming and the back end structure that needs to happen for that work. Yeah, we're excited about that. But today, at least, I wanted to share with the question from you guys as well. So maybe in the meantime, that's what I'll try to do as best I can. And maybe I can put a note here also at the top of the page when I know that Janine and I are going to be recording. But I have to admit, though, Janine and I, our schedule for recording pay-per-views in the last couple of weeks is all over the map. We keep having to cancel, reschedule, all this stuff for many, many reasons, things happening in our lives, but also weird energetic pushback. As we are about to record, we're both feeling that we should not record. So we've been dealing with that as well. So our schedule is a little bit more difficult than it usually was. So I guess that's the best I can explain it for now. All right. This is interesting here too. A lot of people are very nervous about what's happening with inflation. And you just said it, this month is capitulation. We'll hear the Federal Reserve finally admitting that team transitory is dead after Powell, the chair, says that time to retire that word. So basically, they went from there's no inflation earlier in the summer to, yeah, there might be some, to then, yes, there's inflation, but it's transitory. And now we're like, okay, this game's over. We're about to hit reality here. So there's two things. Because of the capitulation here, can we find a timing? Maybe we can ask the cards days, months, weeks as to how quickly we're going to be hit with this massive inflation, as we're seeing now in other countries like Turkey. They're seeing wine and cheese go up 15% every day right now, as the Turkish lira is absolutely hyperinflating. So can we ask maybe timing as to when we're going to see that, now that people are actually telling the truth here, even the Federal Reserve? How close are we? Because usually they don't capitulate till the last moment here. So how close are we to seeing hyperinflation here, like big time?
In the next month. We'll see some evidence. Yeah. And I feel like it's already kind of happening anyway.
Yeah.
Like my daughter, her fella was saying he went shopping and a head of lettuce was like $4 more than usual. Just the other day, it was like unbelievable, like things that are hard to get because of the situation in Vancouver. I mean, that could just because of all the roads and situations, but there's a lot of places experiencing things like that. So I think it's kind of already it's already everywhere, but people aren't really admitting it almost.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is what's happening now. We're finally having to admit it. Our politicians are finally having to admit it. And if they're admitting that it's not transitory, they have not yet admitted to the super hyperinflation we're about to live, because of course they're not admitting to all the money printing yet, but we're close to that. And what's interesting, it ties into all of this too. Now we're seeing death threats. And the World Economic Forum here was just delayed in Davos because of this. Now, this is also tied into what we were just talking about now, these C-level executives or chief financial officers starting to resign here. It's part of this old economic system that was holding together this network of party substances and small people. Let's look into this guy a little bit here. Last week or so, there was a report that he had been rounded up. We had rumors that his lawyer was going to make a statement. That's kind of gone cold for now. Let's take a pulse on this guy. Is he actually still around even?
Okay.
Colette in the chat is asking, hey, JC, why is my Discord invalid? I don't know. We don't support private Discord accounts. You need to set that up properly with Discord, and then your invite button on the Insider Access Pass will work. Okay, Colette? Go ahead, Janine.
Okay, the fool. And I think he's been moved somewhere, and he's been, I think he was rounded up quite a while ago. So I think the whole announcement that he's been rounded up was, one of those leaks that they do months after it actually happened. Real Raw News who said that.
Yeah.
That's what they do. And so he's already been rounded up. He's somewhere. He's literally in a place being held. Physically, he was moved somewhere, and it was quite a while ago, at least 3 months ago, I'm thinking.
Okay.
But he's alive. Like there's no passed over cards here.
I just realized I asked you, man, we're doing so many shows. We talked about this maybe yesterday, I forget now. But you were also alluding to maybe this news article was the good guys telling the rest of his cohorts, death threats are coming to you, buddies. We got your main guy and more, we're coming for you type of thing. So that seems to be a theme here moving forward. Okay. Let me see if I can pick another question from the PayPal tip jar. Hold on a second. Some of these are too long, guys. I can't read them. They're just too long. You need to make them a little bit shorter for me to go. Okay, so let me grab this one here. Thomas McNall. Thank you, Jason Janine, for moments of sanity. Yeah, I know. In this crazy, crazy world we're in. I appreciate that, man. As we move forward, what will my path be in the new earth? Love you both. Annie McNall. Okay, it's from Annie, not Thomas. All right. So Annie's asking here, what's her path moving forward? What can the cards tell her?
Wow. I wonder if she has a healing ability or something, because this is a nurturing card and this card is about justice. So I feel like bringing people back to a balance once they've been. So this feels like it could even be people that have really been messed with by the dark cult. So she may actually end up involved with some kind of healing and helping bring balance. But it could also be helping bring balance when people find out and it's the first they heard of it. Like I can't imagine if my parents found out that the popes have all been in on this, the Vatican was trafficking yada, yada. Right? All of these people that they respect, like my mom loves anybody with the last name of Trudeau. Okay, can you imagine? Right? It's like she loves them. Okay, she had a big crush on Pierre Trudeau. Okay, and we know what he's all about. And he definitely wouldn't have had a crush on her. You know what I'm saying? It's like
what are you saying? I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, she was way too female and old for her. Like, back then, like any age beyond about 6 would have been, too old for him.
Do you remember this old picture of this famous photographer? I forget his name now. I've met him a couple of times at events, but anyways, he took this famous picture of Trudeau doing the pirouette.
Yeah.
And, anyways, it speaks a little bit to what Janine is talking about here now. That's all I'll say.
But it forgets the part about the little.
Yeah.
Like demonic. Okay, so how do you think people like that are going to deal? So this woman is going to help balance once the truth comes out about what's been going on. She's going to do a lot of nurturing to others and help them find some kind of balance in that. And not everybody has the patience for that. To be honest, I don't think I want to keep working with truthers and people that already woke up. I'm not going to go back and try to explain this. Like, I'm not into it. So we're going to need people that have the patience to go back and be kind. And I'm going to be maybe sometimes busy rubbing it in their nose, actually.
I love it. Okay. The tough love, Janine. Hey guys, you asked for it, you're going to get it.
Yeah. Anyway, probably I will be nicer than that.
Okay, this one is funny. Oh boy. All right. Oh, she asked the question, so we're gonna answer it. This is from. Do I need to? Well, yeah. I mean, I guess. Hold on. Okay, this is an odd one. Love you, JC and Janine. Finally, have the balls to ask. ... Is my marriage going to survive this?
That's probably a big theme, hey, in a lot of relationships.
Especially this year, yeah.
Yeah.
So much stress and division. Yeah. Thank you so much, Wendy. And yeah, brave question for sure.
Okay, it's looking pretty tough right now. It's looking really tough, and she's going to have to wait till after the big flip around and see how the person behaves once her philosophies, because I'm assuming it might have to do with split in philosophies, but because the flip around's going to, like, it's still unknown, will it survive? Because something's changing so much in the world. It'll do such a flip for everybody that now you have to relook at some things, and it'll be up to her to decide. Because this part says if she still desires to be associated with that person, so she'll need to watch how they behave in the flip time. Right. So when everything becomes like so what I'm imagining happens is it comes out. It's been coming out, but it officially comes out that everybody that has this are actually the dangerous ones, and the ones that aren't. And they're not the ones that are spreading, have this already. So they're actually, so everything everybody thinks is the way it is the exact opposite. Everything flips. Okay. So. Yeah. So
the advice would be, hold on.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in danger, but hold on here and maybe wait for this flipping, and then you'll have an opportunity to recalibrate and see if it can be fixed.
Feel in her heart emotionally if that's still what she wants and who she wants to be aligned with. And then
great advice. Yeah.
But it could all change really quick here. So I'm thinking.
Yeah, and it's not just the thing in the arm. It's also about the elections. It's also about
everything.
Aliens, the small people, the Pope. Like, fuck, people are going to lose their shit, and then suddenly realize that maybe the people they thought were crazy were not crazy, and then it changes the whole dynamic. I completely agree with you on that.
We're going to look like the gurus, okay?
Yeah. Wow. And that's the big flippening for sure. Somebody asked a great question. Let me see if I can find it again. Okay, Karen. Yeah, Karen, I guess Alberta, Alberta. Did the friendly ETs assist with removing the nuclear missile that was launched from North Korea to Hawaii in 2017? Remember, Hawaii went on this high alert, and then suddenly the guy says, "Oh, we just pushed a button by mistake. Oh, sorry, my bad." And of course, there's all these triple redundancies. They were on high alert, but something happened. Something intervened. So she's asking, did good ETs assist with that? And if not, maybe let's ask the cards, what the hell just happened there?
Yes.
But yes. Okay.
Yeah, it got to a critical place and then it was taken out. So that's a big yes. Wow. Really came close though.
Yeah. Apparently it was like really, really close. Okay. Wow, fascinating. Man, had I read that question first, I would have showed you the clip of that guy who's in charge of the forward alert system or whatever it was, and his cockamamie story about this alert went off by mistake. It was just impossible to believe in. It's absolutely funny. Okay, there's another great question here. Marie Za with a Z question. Curious, is it safe now to do the genealogy in French? Genealogy, okay, I got it. Ancestry.com companies, are they now taken over by the white hats? Because we've understood here that some of these were very nefarious, collecting for a specific reason and not for the good of humanity. Has that switched over? Is it safe to use these companies now? Great question, Marisa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is safe. Yeah, it's in the hands of the wise ones. They're collecting the data. So that's interesting. That's my wise old soul card. Yeah. So it got switched. It was definitely dangerous in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely being used for nefarious reasons, but it got switched. So good observation, hey?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question here from the PayPal tip jar, and I'm sure again a lot of audience members are going to relate to this one. So not the husband and wife thing, but the kid thing. So let's get into that and see if we can center this so you guys can see it. Okay, Galina Milkova. When and if am I going to be reunited with my estranged daughter and her young family? It's been over a year now. She refuses to communicate with me and my husband. We have not seen our only grandchild now, and who is turning 3 months. Wow, that's hard. So, talking about this flippening, let's look into Galina here and the story with this estranged daughter. Is this flippening perhaps going to change the situation? Is there something else behind there we need to know about? Is she going to be reunited? Is the question. And there's a lot of that going on, even just with COVID right now. So,
yeah. In the next 6 months, and I know that sounds like a long time. Let's hope that's weeks. She'll act almost like nothing happened, and all of a sudden, we're on track again. So, the parents or the mother of or whoever's in charge of that situation will act like almost like not really explain too much or too much apology, but all of a sudden we'll flip the switch back on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So eventually, right? Like over some time. And so I get a lot of people, even though they're going to hear all of these things and know what's really going on, or at least be told what's really going on. It's going to take time to undo the damage. Like,
yeah. as the herbalist and as the overall genius that he is. Right now, Pure Sleep is again sold out here, and he's expressing that Generation 2 is coming online here very soon. You guys can go check out his video on Gen 2 Pure Sleep on his BitChute channel. Let's pull some cards here, Janine. Also, what can people do right now to maybe get a better night's sleep? Like, what's preventing them right now? We're getting a lot of reports that people are feeling like they're on a hot wire. They're too hot, they're too cold, their ears are ringing. Anything the universe can tell the audience here about maybe how to get a little bit more sleep in here in these crazy woo and capitulation times that we live in?
Well, this is what's going on. It's so like all this dysfunction, and it's like toxins all stirred up and maybe even moving around more than usual. Okay, so that could even be like the shifting the bad guys off energetically, and or all of this stuff coming up. It's like toxins, information. It's toxic, right? And then there's things going on in the background we don't know about. We could be picking up on, like secret tribunals and weird people are being called to justice, and there's all this background stuff. So it's very confusing. I find myself waking up, so it feels emotional. And I find myself waking up and getting too emotionally involved in all of that, trying to sort it out in my head and stuff. And I obviously that's not going to work, because we won't know most of the stuff that's going on until it gets told to us. We're like trying to guess and piece things together. Right. But that's absolutely not. So taking good care of ourselves, obviously. Taking, as she really looks after herself, getting ourselves as comfortable as possible. I like to have a salt bath so the toxins levels go down, but not everybody likes to bath. They like a shower. Okay, there's also salt scrubs. You could scrub sea salt, get a good scrub, or you could make your own. Sea salt and some carrier oil that's not too scented, like coconut oil can work, but if you don't like the smell of coconut oil, you might want to use almond oil or something. Get a carrier oil that's a pure nut oil or something, and mix it with your sea salt. You want a good sea salt, and maybe an essential oil, a few drops, a blend you like, and then have a nice jar of it by your bath or your shower and scrub, because salt detoxifies.
Okay.
I literally soak in a sea salt bath every single night. And that helps.
That's very good advice. And also maybe put some lavender oil on your pillow. Great advice. Okay. And so guys, if you're looking for the next gen G2 Pure Sleep video here, this is the one you're looking for. BizNote on G2. And Cliff goes to the scheduling here of this new product coming online very soon. So you might want to watch that and make sure you're in the queue for this new version coming out. And also, Cliff, if you're still in the chat, let us know where you're plugging daily muses from. I know that you are still, I think, in Twitter jail for the last couple of days here. So if you're putting stuff on Telegram or whatever, just put it in the chat here in the link, and I will share that also with the audience, because I'm getting a lot of emails. Well, what happened to Cliff? He's not posting on Twitter. So everybody's on Cliff withdrawal right now. So Cliff, please let us know if you're someplace else other than Twitter for now until you get out of jail. Now, speaking of Cliff again, he was famous again for the $600 silver forecast. Janine, I know we talked about this in the Beyond Crypto Woo today. We took another deep dive on this. What can we tell the audience here for the month of December, this flipping, and how that ties into what's about to happen to both gold and silver?
Oh yeah, it's going to hit that. It's going to hit that mark sometime, I think, in the month of December. So this is our 6th card. This is an abundance card. She's wealthy and abundant. We'll be celebrating with silver. But what we were getting when we kind of took a little more time and looked into it on our actual crypto show, Crypto Woo, is that what our show's called?
Yep.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. We took a little more time, and it looked like, it's almost like right at the end of the year. So it could be right before or just after Christmas. everything kind of looks just the way it looks right now. And then there's a big situation. And it was interesting because it may not be the market crash situation. It had something to do with some truths coming out. Isn't that what we got?
Mm-hmm.
Always remember all the details because I just
well, we were talking about the dismantling of the networks of small people in party drugs, how that's going to affect the C-level executives and perhaps the financial system. It's all tied together here for some reason. Okay, and you also talked about parity with gold.
Yes, it goes quite quickly up and really quickly, and it almost looked like they could get equal eventually. Maybe not right in that first month, but within a couple of months, they could actually be on par with each other. Wow.
That was also somewhere in the Webbot data, and even Jim Sinclair, Mr. Gold, also thinks that it could eventually reach parity with gold. We're talking about silver here at $22 or $23 an ounce under pressure here in the last couple of days. Go ahead.
So much hidden, and they like to discourage you from buying it. So I feel like the downward turn is just trying to keep your attention away from it. But too many people are onto it. It's not working. But they like to keep it to themselves.
Yeah.
Secret, because there's so many uses for it. Like we're pressing and see there's information this person's sleeping on, right? And you get to know this, but not this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and what you're saying now too, this whole pressure, they're trying to discourage everyone. And to me, that's like encouragement to buy. So folks, of course, it's on sale today, again, under pressure. $22.37 is the bid price right now, spot price. So go check it out on Kitco. And if you're interested in getting some physical silver in your own hands, Andy has this special discount here for the Beyond Mystic audience. We're looking at the big bars here today too. People are looking to buy in bulk right now. They're seeing what's happening in the market. And this is the best price with the least amount of premium over spot you can get. So these are the 1,000 ounce Comex bars. These are from the Royal Canadian Mint. And also here now, the new 2022s of the silver Maple Leafs are now available also at $5.25 over spot. So guys, that's beyondmystic.net/silver. Do check that out. Oh, yes. And Cliff High says he's under Sci-Fi World under his new Telegram handle. So I'll try to find the link here before we finish the show, and I'll put that in the live stream, and maybe I'll pin it to the comments. Again, a lot of people looking for Cliff here. Janine, what are we at? We're almost done. Yeah. Do you want to take a last question maybe from the audience, or do you want to just read cards, just a general reading maybe for the weekend coming up?
Let's see who's got a question there.
Okay. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom here. Let's see what I can do. Somebody just said, yeah, Cliff is blowing up Telegram. Yeah, I can imagine wherever Cliff goes. Okay. Amy Smith, another question about children. Question, Janine, will my youngest daughter be safe living with my ex-husband's house? In my ex-husband's house? From Amy Smith. Thank you, Amy. That's in the live chat.
Okay, well, she's worried about a lot more things than she needs to be. So that doesn't mean she'll absolutely, like, there could be some issues, but most of what she's worrying about will not come to fruition with this card. All the swords are sideways, so it means you're wasting a lot of energy worrying. But I'm a mom, so I would do exactly this. That's a mom thing because we're talking about your child. So I totally get it. But yeah, so there's a lot of unnecessary worry, and a lot of it comes from the angst between her and that ex, maybe. They might have a bit of a tumultuous connection because, and so there could be some. So there's a need for them to Yeah, spend some time together. They karmically are tied just like the mother and daughter are. So it's important to, and of course, being watchful like a good parent and keeping eyes and ears open.
Mm-hmm.
But at first, I feel like the daughter there might be some hiccups at first, like any new situation, but just to really look at it objectively and try to feel with your heart. Is that just a reflection of how nervous she knows I am? Like what's really going on here? And just, it's going to be difficult to navigate, but she's not unsafe. No, she is safe. She is safe there.
Okay.
But it could just be some hiccups at the beginning and a lot of it has to do with the friction between her and the ex, the person asking the question.
Good advice. I'm still looking for that damn sci-fi world one, but when the one I pick up, Cliff, doesn't have your face on it. So I don't know if you can just send me the link instead. I'm trying to do this live. I can't find you right now for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing this wrong, or maybe it's this one. It's an odd picture for you, Cliff, though. It doesn't look like you at all. So maybe not the right one, Cliff. No, and it only has 8 subscribers. That's not you. So
yeah, that can't be him.
Something's wrong here, Cliff. Anyways, I'll try to find it after the show, guys, and I'll pin that to the comments. If Cliff's not already in the chat here with the link, let me just put that on that one more time. Don't see it, Cliff. There's about 7,000 people in the collective chat here. So, okay, I'll try to do this later on, guys. All right, folks, what was the last thing here? So please check it out. If you're on the Insider Access Pass members right now, the next Beyond Crypto Woo is available now and running. It will be made public to the pay-per-view audience probably sometime tomorrow or the day after that, depending on how much work I have to do here. It's a bit crazy times right now. And also, the episode 33 of the Moronic Strain is now already available now on pay-per-view. So please do go check that out. And remember, also, if you're still looking for this coupon code, it is still valid, 10% off the Stay Connected coupon code for the Insider Access Pass members. And Janine, maybe if you can recount why we put this a coupon code together and what we're seeing in the environment now and why we're still pushing this coupon code back here to make people make it available to people here. Why did we start this one particularly?
Yeah, well, there could be times when internet's down for 2 or 3 days or hours at a time. Like we saw, what was it, a 24-hour period, or was it an 18-hour? I can't remember. But we're going to have discrepancies in your availability to get on there and pick that up. So if you have it already, it'll be a lot easier to access. Like it just stops the discrepancies, so you can sort of have a flow of being able to connect.
Right. And we're having even issues now in the last couple of weeks. Janine and I keep getting emails. Hey, we can't pay through this with PayPal. PayPal's giving us issues. So we're seeing those dislocations here at the payment service levels. And our hope was that if you're already a member and you're accessed behind the screen, you don't have to deal with these interruptions in payment services. So if that is interest to you and you watch a lot of our episodes, starting to be a great bargain there for the yearly pass, including what we've already produced last year is already on that library. And of course, you're going to soon have this live function to watch us when we're recording our pay-per-views as well. So that's coming up very shortly. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We really appreciate your audience and your comments during the show. Really love that. Please, in the meantime, go and subscribe here to Setting Ravens on YouTube and also Tarot by Janine. And of course, tomorrow night, please join us for the Wacky Woo. Where is Joe here? Right here. Joe, J-Step4 is coming back on the screen tomorrow night, 8:30, actually, p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night. Who knows? It could be really, really wacky. It normally really is. So join us for that one tomorrow night. This was, of course, our Wednesday live stream with Tarot by Janine. I love you guys. Have a great evening, and we'll see you soon. Au revoir.
Au revoir.